I need a backdrop.
Welcome to another episode of Pit Lane Parlay. I am your host, Mike Jokum. Hickey and McBridge are here. We have some news and Long Beach preview to get to today. Turn it over to Hickey because I have nothing in front of me on the list here.
Oh, don't worry. We have a topic to get to.
Of course we do.
Because it came up on Twitter from... I'm
Of
not
course
naming
it
out
would.
of us. I'm not saying
was
which
me.
of us three started it. Yeah, it was you.
Oh, it
And
was
you.
You?
before you answer, I just want you to know that Mother Hickey is someone who has an opinion on this topic. I just want you to keep that in mind as you're answering.
What did I miss?
You were in the conversation.
Oh.
He equates... he says it's worse to have never gone to a concert than never having a fresh Krispy Kreme donut. And to me, it is like more absurd to have never having a fresh Krispy Kreme donut than
I
never.
agree with this. I agree with this because fresh Krispy Kreme donuts are far cheaper than concert tickets.
And better.
Not better, far cheaper.
Far cheaper.
And shout out to my mom. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to a couple other people that jumped in and said, "Host, you're full of it." Did anybody come on and say, "Host, you're onto something"? I agree with you.
One person was like kind of lukewarm in there. I wouldn't say he defended me, but that's okay. That's what Twitter is. Everybody piles on one person. Last week it was me.
Every week it's me, so I feel like you're fine.
I just had to be dramatic. It was just inviting itself.
Everyone was mean to me on Twitter this week.
My mom doesn't use Twitter, so she couldn't defend me.
Oh, hey, she wasn't defending me. She has her own opinions. I just happen to get a lot of them from her.
In general.
Oh, yeah. I was telling host that I also now have an irrational fear of like eggs and hash.
When were you telling me that?
Because
Also,
of
why?
the Twitter guy that my first Twitter fight in 2 years over the most absurd thing I've ever dealt with on social media, probably in a long time. It was the Shannon. It was the comparing Las Vegas to Elkhart Lake and him getting mad that he didn't understand the joke and blocking me because I was an insensitive dick.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously when I tweet that Elkhart Lake and Las Vegas are basically the same cities, that I'm totally 100% serious and not at all joking. And so he started to try to have like an honest dialect about it, like, well, Road America would need to have seats and it would have to have garages and it just wouldn't be the same thing, man. I'm like, yeah, I know. What the, like you
That's
missed
the point.
Elkhart Lake has a town of like 450 people. Do you really think I'd actually compare it to Vegas? Like it's got its own positives, don't get me wrong, but it's no Las Vegas. So
I tell you what.
It's been a crazy week.
Who, I guess stuff did happen. It just didn't happen to IndyCar. Those people who got real shitty about F1 going to Vegas over Watkins Glen. Jesus Christ, people. And then like, and you're going to have it at 10 p.m.? Oh, 1 p.m.? Like what? Okay. No one's forcing you to watch it.
Also, F1 fans in the U.S. for years have gotten up or stayed up, for Australia this weekend I think the race is like 11 p.m. Saturday night, or we've gotten up at 4 a.m. to watch European races. So I don't really care if you have to stay up late or get up early because I've done it my entire life.
No. And if you don't want to, you don't.
Yeah.
No
that's
one's
what DVR is
twisting
for.
Your arm. Correct.
Yeah. So the guy who was yelling at me, his profile picture was eggs and hash on Twitter, which is
I remember.
Standard.
I engaged. I decided to choose violence with you.
I appreciated that. You guys know that I've actually very much so in the last 2 years have not done a whole lot of fighting on social media. So that was my first one in a very long. And I wasn't even fighting. I told the guy to go out and get some sunshine and enjoy the day. I didn't even
He hated you.
I know he was mad at me for telling him to go enjoy himself. I was like, wow, you must.
You weren't even mean.
No, I was just like, I shared a gif of like, him not understanding the joke, like the joke going over his head gif. And he's like, you're such a dick. And I'm like, wow, you need to like really enjoy your day. Cause I'm not like trying to start anything right now. I'm just.
But he called you a dick with a capital D. So you're a proper dick.
I'm a proper noun dick.
You are
so yeah,
proper noun dick.
that's a good place to start the episode. But I do want to actually talk about Las Vegas with you guys for a second, because there's a twofold IndyCar-ish relation to that announcement for Formula One. The first is that there are definitely inferences being drawn that Formula One is kind of invading the American market, and that IndyCar should use this as a chance to step up their game. And the second wave of kind of takes is that IndyCar should also somehow, in one way, shape, or form, find a way to race on the streets of Vegas maybe a week or two after the Formula One race, or before. I don't know what dates was it. Oh, was it in November?
It's November, yeah. It's like Thanksgiving time.
So if there was a way to like race a month before. So I don't know if you guys had any thoughts about that. Because obviously, there's no chance in hell they ever go back to the Vegas Oval, but doing the Vegas Strip would be pretty dope. But I don't know if the time frame would line up.
So on your first point, yeah, I mean, IndyCar can take things that F1 is doing that's made it more popular over the next couple of years. Does that mean I think IndyCar is in any way, shape, or form doom and gloom right now? No. I think as a business, you should always be trying to improve and innovate and do new things, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm also not going to say like, oh my God, IndyCar is stuck in the 1960s or whatever, silliness is being said online. Would I want to see them run in Vegas on that street course, a couple weeks before, something like that? I don't know. The problem is, like, I've only seen like that overhead like track layout, and I don't know. I'm not confident.
Would not be opposed to paying $5,000 to go to Vegas for 2 days if I saw an IndyCar race on Saturday and then an F1 race on Sunday. I could justify that kind of money. I would do that. I'm not going to spend $5,000 just to see IndyCar, and I'm not going to spend $5,000 just to see F1. But if you could maybe merge the two, I'd consider it.
Devil's advocate. I think it may have been one of us on here, if that was Lighting or whoever, was saying that they don't want IndyCar to kind of be on the back foot when it comes to a race weekend. When you talk about like the Grand Prix, if NASCAR, was it you?
But that was
so it's okay if they do that with Formula One.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're okay
because I really do think that Formula One fans and IndyCar fans are more alike and more in the same realm of each other than NASCAR fans and IndyCar fans. I don't think that's the same group of people, like diehards, right? Like, I mean,
okay,
you either really like
added that.
open wheel or you don't.
I feel like I had to turn into a stalker on social media now if you're saying I'm a Formula One fan.
No. Wait,
what is Charles Leclerc's girlfriend doing today? Let me go check all of her social medias.
I just think you'd find the same. I think that you would. I don't think NASCAR fans would spend that kind of money to see an F1 race. I think that you might get the IndyCar fans would do that because the racing is similar, right? Like you know what you're getting into for the most part.
Well, do we have an educated guess? I'm definitely not an expert, but other than the Daytona 500, what do you think the most expensive NASCAR race to attend is? And maybe let's say not the 500 and not the finale. Because like I mean, I know they're getting up there in price with ticket prices, hotels, etc., parking.
I've literally never priced out of a NASCAR race.
I was say they're going to be way more affordable than the Miami Grand Prix or Vegas, or I think Coda's not exactly cheap.
No, it's not.
But it's not Miami expensive for $400 for FP1 or whatever.
The other part of that is that they are going to really expensive places anyway, right? Like Charlotte isn't expensive. So, of course, the race there is not going to be expensive. Dover isn't expensive. Miami on a weekend in June is expensive, whether there's something going on or not. Fair. So they're already in expensive places. Vegas, I mean, yes, you can find deals, but if you want the good stuff, it's going to cost you some money. So they're going to places, new places that are already going to cost people money. And I know that there's a lot of like, well, what are they, if they're trying to attract new fan bases, you're not going to be able to do it with having to spend that kind of money. I don't think F1 gives a shit about attracting new fan bases. They are for the elitist. They're for the people who have the money to spend, and that's all they care about.
Yeah, I don't think the get fans to come to the track and enjoy the experience is their boat anymore. I think Netflix is kind of their boat. It's their vessel to get more fans. So yeah, I mean, because I know Liberty Media, when they originally started out, was all about fan experience and getting the commenter to come. And now I feel like we're kind of back to the Ecclestone era. But we're digressing into Formula One. Host, how was the oh, go ahead, Shannon.
So I don't know if you saw this. It just came out today. Did anybody see the Auto Week article that Graham had an interview in with regarding this exact same thing?
Nope.
Refresh us.
So he basically said that he thinks that Roger isn't being proactive enough, and that IndyCar should go to Europe. And basically, like, if F1 wants to play in our backyard, then let's go to theirs.
Yeah, I guess he's going to win that battle.
Probably not Graham Rahal.
Or IndyCar. I was talking about if IndyCar attempts to corner some sort of European market, they're going to lose. I think the strategy that we're currently doing of getting guys like Alonso and Grosjean to come here is the best thing we could do to try to corner some sort of European market. But as you said last week about upping and going to Argentina and sticking the bill to the team owners to do that is just probably not the best idea for IndyCar right now. So I don't know about that one, Graham. It would be in a perfect world, it would be nice, but unfortunately we don't live in a perfect world. So, host, how was the test last week?
Well, let's see. Eric Smith and I stood outside in the cold for 45 minutes. We kind of like grouped interviews together with, Steve Whittick was with somebody. I was standing with Eric Smith, and well, it was, I saw Colton Herta run a lap in a Acura, and somebody else ran they were just like running to see, like, can we even attempt to run?
Did Grosjean run in a Civic, I think, or something?
Something like that, yeah. And then we talked, and really the conversation was like, boy, it's cold. Okay, well, you're not testing, so what's next? There's really, like, it was a bummer, but
you got to hang out with Eric Smith for a day. I wish I got to hang out with Eric Smith for a day.
Yeah, Eric's really fun.
I haven't seen Eric since we went to NHRA.
I haven't seen Eric since we almost got blown away by a tornado.
Yeah, but I did get to go down for the Indy Lights test today.
Oh, how'd that go?
And, well, I don't think I'm good luck for testing, because I got there. There was about 45 minutes left in the morning session. We did a couple interviews. I will put them out on social media at some point. And then it rained, and I don't think anybody ran in the afternoon. I kind of just left and went home. There was a couple guys who were considering running in the rain just to get the practice, especially, Barber is a spring race. It's rained like 2 out of the last 3 years there for like the Indy Lights a little bit. So, but I don't think anybody did. So, it was, again, weather ruined the day. But I mean, it's always nice to get to drive down there for a little bit, but it was abbreviated stay again.
Shannon, are your tickets for Long Beach, can you cancel them, or is that too late?
We don't do tickets.
No, I mean like plane tickets.
Why?
Well, because host is going. And the weather looks great. I'm a little worried that you guys are going to land and there's going to be like a 3.5 earthquake or something.
Nothing. Not jinx me?
No, 3.5 is nothing catastrophic, but I feel like host is going, and that's just a bad omen for everybody.
My mom said yesterday, she's like, "Are you delayed yet?" And I was like, "Why would you do this? Why would you say that?" And she was like, "Well, everyone's being delayed." And I'm like, "I'm already getting up at 2 a.m., Tammy, on Thursday morning to drive to the Tammy. Do not me. Do not."
How many times
you get
drunk and yell Tammy?
More times than I'd like to admit.
Damn it, Tammy.
it, Tammy.
Can you imagine if we do get delayed Thursday morning and Shannon has to leave her house at 3 o'clock or whatever? It is really going to be an unpleasant morning then.
I'm going to be so mad at you.
Yeah.
Well,
and it won't even be actually my fault.
Just mark down this
it's
moment.
Hickey's fault, actually. Actually, I'll be mad at Hickey. I won't be mad at you because it's not your fault.
I can own that because I'm not going to be with you at the airport, so it's okay.
Must be nice.
So
hey,
rude.
Excuse me, rude.
Couple more items we've got before we get to the preview, but this one is Long Beach centric since we're talking about Long Beach. They are IndyCar because it's kind of funny with all this Formula One, Miami, COTA, Vegas. They finally, for the first time in a long time, I haven't seen a headline about Formula One trying to invade Long Beach. So that's good. So I think we can kind of firmly go back to the IndyCar is going to stay at Long Beach forever. And Formula 2028. But I hope now that Formula One is kind of building sandcastles elsewhere that they kind of leave Long Beach alone forever. So that's good. 2028 IndyCar Long Beach, yay. So you guys will get to go back many more times and have many more delayed flights. I want you to approach the next subject with only doom and gloom and no logic, reasoning, or optimism. The 33rd entry update is that it's basically going to be Stefan Wilson and Don Cusick or Peretta and Di Silvestro, but it sounds more like Wilson and Cusick. And everything in IndyCar sucks and nobody can figure it out. And they're all the worst people ever because they can't get this 33rd entry figured out. So everything should just be canceled.
Wow,
did I sum that up correctly?
Is doomy and gloomy.
No, now you have to add on to that. You have to keep this doom and gloom going.
I feel sad. I'm going to go get a drink and cry myself to sleep on the front porch tonight.
A drink of Fresca, though, right? Because alcohol is bad for you.
Because I haven't seen a merch trailer outside of the track.
Oh, no.
That we're not going to have the Indy 500 now.
That is a conclusion you can make. I'm not saying it's the right conclusion you can make, but it is a conclusion.
And gloom. Not only we're not going to have 33, we're not going to have 1 through 32 either.
All right.
How's
well,
that?
If you're listening at home, folks, as well as we're going to cancel Shannon's tickets, you might as well send your money. Just send your money back to Doug Bowles. I can find him on Venmo for you, so you can just Venmo or request money from them, so you can get your money back. We kind of glossed over that really well, right? We kind of covered all the
doom and gloom, all the stupidity.
Since our last recording last Tuesday, there was more quotes coming out about the engine test. Honda and Chevy were both very impressed with themselves, which kind of made me chuckle when I read it that way. But honestly, it's good that they came prepared, and it sounds like they ticked all the boxes for the test. I believe someone in the Honda camp said that they could run the engine right now with the current car, based on how well the test go. Was it Jay Fry? I don't get Jay Fry confused with too many people too often, so I'm sorry, Jay. I will quit podcasting tomorrow.
Thank you. Doom and gloom.
Wait. I need you to wait until Thursday so you can post all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can quit on. If by the time you're listening to this, I will have fired myself, which I don't even have the authority to do.
You do.
I can fire myself?
Only yourself.
But I can't fire like David?
You can fire him if you want. You have such a man crush. Like you can be in charge of him.
We are one. How about
in charge of him.
we are just one.
You
person.
just called Hickey his dom. That's what just happened there.
I was gonna say his boss, but you know.
Nope, in charge of him.
We are one person. It's totally fine.
And this is adorable.
So yeah, it sounds like the test based on the quotes that came out after we recorded were all good. I know we touched on it last week. So that's kind of all I had before we got to Long Beach. Did you guys have anything you wanted to rant about or anything?
I can't wait to be in Long Beach. Oh, that's not a rant.
That's not a rant. What the?
I need doom and gloom.
How did your race go last night?
I finished.
I wasn't like trying to like lead you into like you ranting about yourself. I was actually like, you finished 7th.
Yeah, it was fun.
You ruined Cody's night, so that's 2 wins right there.
Yeah, listen, he can be all doom and gloom all he wants to.
Apparently I'm supposed to give shout outs to, some of the key people in races, because Cody said I haven't done one in like a year and a half. So shout out to Hickey for winning. Great job. He led half the race and did a good job. So it was really impressive performance by him. And also shout out Alan for P4, his best finish ever. So that's our Pit Lane Parlay Grand Prix League that we do on F1 and Xbox. Apparently I'm supposed to do more shout outs. So Cody, please stop texting me. Long Beach.
I'm excited to go to Long Beach.
Can I be honest? After the last race that I didn't think was the best IndyCar race ever, I'm a little nervous that this one might be a snooze. And I still will die on the hill that they need to do standing starts at Long Beach for the first start of the race. That's always a hill I've died on. I feel like I'd say that every year. I know they may not be equipped for it, so I get why they don't, but like I'd still love to see it one day.
No, I think it would.
I'd love to see helping it to 500. So we all want things, Hickey.
That's not an argument. That's just words.
Just words. I don't like standing starts.
I do.
I do
in the right situation.
Yeah, in certain events. So if we're talking like Portland, like nah, that is just going to be the worst thing we've ever seen on live television, other than Will Smith. But I think with Long Beach, where you can only get 3 rows going into turn 1 side by side, that's never great, and nobody packs up great. Well, they can't because of the hairpins. So, but yeah, last year's race. I mean, name one thing that happened in last year's race other than Ed Jones spinning Pato and Pato's gearbox failure, and I guess Pelot winning the championship. Is there anything that any memorable moments?
Well, remember, it wasn't in the race, but that was when Elio and Rossi got together in practice, and Elio threw a temper tantrum.
Well,
remember?
Yeah, that was probably the best moment of all season. So you're right.
Listen, I'm here to tell you. I said it on Twitter today. If something happens to Alexander Rossi that is not Alexander Rossi's fault this weekend, I'm rioting. So beware.
If you look at IndyCar historically, for the most part, every champion has had 2 to 3 mulligans on the season where they have a race they get to write off because of this, that, or the next thing, whether it's an engine failure, a crash, whatever. So with Rossi, we are already approaching. Well, we already have. We're on 2, and we're 2 races into the year. So if hypothetically he doesn't get a top 6, top 7 this weekend, is it time to rethink the rest of the season and formulate a new strategy? Or, because there's no at this, if you don't finish, let's say if he finishes outside the top 15 this weekend, I think his championship is all but over immediately, and we haven't even got to May yet.
The only while Shannon spontaneously combusts at you saying that, the only thing I can add is double points in the 500 can make or break. So he could go from 22nd or 24th in the standings, whatever, to 7th in the standings, and while he is maybe not going to win a championship, look much more respectable. So this weekend, I'm not going to say is like doom or gloom for him. I mean, you would want to go into the month of May. Oh, we still have Barber. You want to go. You want to get some good momentum before you get there. But oh crap! I said momentum.
Is that like a drinking word or what's going on?
We'll have to talk about it after. It's definitely not repeatable on broadcast. But
I really want to know how whatever you guys are laughing about came to such a thing just by saying the word momentum.
Ask Frenchie, he knows too.
That doesn't help. That makes it almost worse.
Ask anyone in the media room.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not just like it's not like a you guys thing. It's like you guys. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have.
Anyways, Rossi, go, Shannon.
I gave you my go. Like I don't think this is make or break just yet. Although I think it may make or break Rossi's mental state. Like if he doesn't do well, he is not gonna be a happy camper. And I just can't imagine what the rest of the season is gonna be like if they cannot get their shit together. Like if it's his fault, if something happens, like he's doing well and he makes a mistake, I don't think that is as detrimental to his mental state. If they car again, bro, I don't know.
I will openly admit that Alexander Rossi is probably one of my top 2 favorite drivers on the grid. I think if he came to if he came to the Grand Prix, let's say P20 in the championship, can you imagine the rest of the year of how little of shits he'll give doing like media obligations and
none. He'll give zero.
I mean, he already gives like 1% shits.
The sound bites will be incredible because
they'll be fantastic.
People will still ask him questions and he will just be like, this.
So
yes,
when going back to the freezing cold media day, Rossi was the last one, I think the last one at the track of the drivers, and is walking by us to go to the Honda trailer. I think that's where all the engineers were, and his PR rep looked at him to be like, come over here and talk. And he was, I'm not going to repeat exactly what he said, but he was pretty much like, please God, no. And he went in the trailer and we were like, okay, like, and honestly, like, I was like, all right, respect, like, it is what it is. We're not going to run anyway. So what's the point? And then he came out a couple minutes later and actually gave the best interview out of anybody there and the most insightful. So, and I forgot to hit the record button, so it never got recorded.
Oh, geez.
So
wait, so just to go back, so you didn't stomp your feet, cry, and whine to somebody that he wouldn't come do an interview with you?
I thought about it, but I decided that, the world doesn't revolve around me. So I got out and enjoyed the sunshine.
Wow.
Even though it was snowing.
I think IndyCar needs to revoke your credential immediately.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Predictions.
Oh, no. I just wanted everybody out there to know that Scott McLaughlin's running the Snap-on Team Penske car this weekend, and I am furious.
Because it's another livery that you can't keep track of?
Yes. Anyways, that's all I had for that. That's my rant over. Do we have anything? The weather looks good. What do we have? 26 cars? 26?
Yeah.
I think Ed's not there, obviously, so Calderon's back. And Devlin's there.
That's about it. Just Devlin's
heads
still
up,
there.
everybody. Devlin's there. All right.
I feel safer on the road courses, street courses with the rookies. Like,
can someone say who?
Who?
Ed Jones. After seeing what Ed Jones did last year, I think no one is safe.
He's not a rookie. That's the problem.
That is the problem. That is exactly the problem. Damn it, Ed Jones. All right. Who do you all have winning?
Alexander Rossi.
Oh, jeez. No.
Are you for reals?
There it is.
Take it. Do it. Say it. Go.
Sorry, Alex.
You do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying something new here with predictions.
Let's do it. All right. I'm gonna go with.
I like how she's dancing as she that's gonna help her just make up her mind.
Willpower.
I will go with Joseph Newgarden. Dark Horse top 10. I'm gonna go ahead and pencil myself in McLaughlin.
Kirkwood.
Well, I was joking. You guys didn't give me any crap.
No.
That's not a. He's
not a dark horse, but like whatever.
Oh, you're supposed to keep me accountable.
Oh,
I would never let you guys get away with
too much positivity. Way too much.
Yeah, come on, tear me down. Jeez.
Sorry, what were you thinking?
Idiot.
God, so stupid.
Appreciate that.
Idiot.
Well, I did put you down for Kirkwood. Host.
Let's go with Takuma Sato.
And I
forgot my face is going to be on YouTube.
I don't know. I'm gonna go Rossi. I feel like that's a dark horse at this point. Jeez.
That's a fair fact, man.
Who's gonna struggle the most?
Jimmy Johnson.
How dare you? He is a future IndyCar winner.
He is just not this weekend.
Oh
just
no,
not the near
not
future.
again. I shouldn't even brought it up. Shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry. We are not drunk enough for this. Unlike last time. I'll go next, host, so you don't have to go. Who's gonna struggle? I will say Renus VK.
Oh.
Mm.
So
Really?
sometimes when I make these picks, I like forget who the drivers are.
The drivers?
Who's racing in this series that we talk about every week all year for multiple years now. Let's
Elio.
go with. No,
Is that low hanging fruit already?
I mean, at Long Beach, yes. Let's go with.
Did you tell him to say Jack Harvey? That's literally your top 5 championship contender.
Mine?
No,
mine.
Shannon.
Wow.
Lighting is somewhere still having an aneurysm about it.
I will go with Felix Rosenquist.
How dare you? I love how we all just picked a person, but then I said, how dare you to you, as if you had some sort of personal vendetta. First out, can I put Ed Jones for old time's sake? Or is that
Sure, absolutely.
No, I'm going to lose.
You'll lose, but go ahead and put him on there.
I will say Kyle Kirkwood.
Okay.
Don't glare at me.
I wasn't a glare. Was it?
Was
shock and awe.
I will say willpower.
How dare you?
How dare you? I will say Connor Daly.
And last, best rookie, Shannon, you can say Kirkwood again if you want.
Yep.
You're going to double down?
I'm going to double down.
I'll take Malukas.
Perfect.
Get him.
4 wheels and an engine, baby. Let's go, Lundgaard, for the dub. I'm going to do it every time one of you don't pick him. I'm picking Lundgaard. Let's go. Bring it home, you beautiful Dane.
Well, I guess that's it. I don't know. I was going to try to find a way to
beautiful Dane. Are they from Denmark?
No, and I don't.
Are there
think
evergreen
the Denmark
trees
flag
in Denmark?
I don't know. Maybe. I've never been there.
Is it green in Denmark? Like stream evergreen?
I don't get it. Oh, because okay. Because the colors,
like grass, trees, foliage.
Graham Ray Hall's car.
Well, not this week.
That's not this week, is it?
It's 5 months from now, but that's small details.
Minor.
It's like literally 4.5 months away.
Small details. Gateway.
Oh, right.
All right. Well, this has been fun. If you're in Long Beach, come say hi or give us restaurant recommendations or whatever, because I know LA and whatnot has some amazing restaurants, and I've already got a few given to me from a few friends. So yeah, guys, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Everybody have a lovely weekend of racing.
Bye.